Hello, welcome to Legacy Book Insight, and welcome back to part 2 of our deep dive into Robert Greene's timeless classic, The 48 Laws of Power. In part 1, we explored laws 1 through 16, uncovering strategies on influence, control, and navigating the power dynamics that shape our relationships, careers, and ambitions. Now, in this episode, we move forward from Law 17 all the way to Law 32. These laws will take us deeper into the art of strategic thinking, showing you how to master appearances, control timing, protect your independence, and keep others guessing. Whether you want to strengthen your personal influence or simply recognize when these laws are being used on you, this section will sharpen your awareness and sharpen your moves. So, let's pick up exactly where we left off, starting with Law 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Law number 17. Keep others in suspended terror. Cultivate an air of unpredictability. Predictability is comfort. Comfort breeds carelessness. Tsar Ivan IV of Russia, Ivan the Terrible, mastered this law. Some days he granted mercy to condemned men. Other days, without warning, he executed loyal courtiers. None could predict his mood, and so all tread lightly, fearful of crossing him. When you break your own patterns, you force others into constant vigilance. They waste energy anticipating your next move, energy you can use to your advantage. Law number 18. Do not build fortresses to protect yourself. Isolation is dangerous. Walls keep enemies out, but they also keep you in. During the Ming Dynasty, Chinese emperors withdrew behind layers of palace walls and eunuch intermediaries. Cut off from the real world, they became blind to the brewing threats outside, and their dynasty weakened from within. Connections are your early warning system. Stay engaged, gather intelligence, and keep your presence felt. A fortress may protect your body, but it starves your influence. Law number 19. Know who you're dealing with. Do not offend the wrong person. Not all opponents are equal, and some enemies will stop at nothing. In 13th century Japan, a minor official insulted a samurai lord without realizing his status. The slight, though small, sparked a vendetta that ended with the official's entire family destroyed. One insult can become a lifetime enemy. Before acting, assess temperament, pride, and influence. Some will forgive a slight. Others will burn their fortunes to see you fall. Law number 20. Do not commit to anyone. The moment you bind yourself to one side, you close doors to the other. During the Italian Wars, the city-state of Venice shifted alliances as power tides changed, never fully committing until the victor was certain. By staying flexible, Venice preserved its wealth while others bled in loyalty. Independence gives you leverage. Make others court your favor. Commit only when the gain outweighs the cost, and never for sentiment. Law number 21. Play a sucker to catch a sucker. Seem dumber than your mark. Underestimation is the sweetest camouflage. Conman George Parker, who sold the Brooklyn Bridge to countless marks, often acted naive or incompetent at first. His victims relaxed, thinking themselves clever, right before handing him their money. When you appear weaker, slower, or less informed, pride blinds your target. Let them believe they hold the upper hand until you take it from them. Law number 22. Use the surrender tactic. Transform weakness into power. Retreat is not always defeat. In the 5th century BCE, the Chinese general Sun Bin feigned surrender to escape captivity. Freed and underestimated, he later returned to lead his army to victory against those who had once held him prisoner. When you are weaker, resistance can be fatal. Yield, regroup, and let your enemy's guard fall. Surrender is not the end. It is the pause before the reversal. Law number 23. Concentrate your forces. Power is strongest when it is focused like a blade, not scattered like dust. In the 15th century, the Duke of Burgundy tried to fight on multiple fronts, spreading his army thin. His rival, King Louis XI of France, concentrated his troops on one decisive target, crushing Burgundy's power in a single campaign. Energy, resources, and influence should be directed toward the point of greatest impact. Avoid the temptation to do everything at once. Mastery and victory come from focus. Law number 24. Play the perfect courtier. In the courts of kings, survival was not about brute force, but about elegance, charm, and subtle influence. Baldassare Castiglione, author of the Book of the Courtier, taught that a courtier should be graceful, witty, and ever attentive to the ruler's moods, never overstepping, yet always indispensable. In any hierarchy, those who navigate politics with tact will outlast the bold but clumsy. Learn the unspoken rules. Praise without flattery, advise without offense, and make your presence a pleasure, not a burden. Law number 25. Recreate yourself. You are not bound to the identity others give you. Reinvention is the mark of the powerful. P.T. Barnum began as a small-time showman, but constantly reshaped his public image, from museum owner to circus legend. Each transformation brought greater fame and greater influence. When the world grows used to you, change the game. Craft the persona that serves your ambitions, and never be afraid to shed an old skin. Law number 26. Keep your hands clean. To remain untouchable, let others execute the dirty work. During the Medici rule in Florence, unpleasant political acts were often carried out by loyal agents, shielding the family from direct blame, while still securing the outcome they desired. Blame is a stain that lingers. Use intermediaries, scapegoats, and distance to protect your image. Let others draw the blood, while your hands remain spotless. Law number 27. Play on people's need to believe. Create a cult-like following. When people crave meaning, the one who offers it becomes their guide, their savior, their master. In the 20th century, L. Ron Hubbard built Scientology on a promise of personal transformation. His followers, bound by shared belief, defended him fiercely, often against all evidence. Offer hope, vision, and a sense of belonging. Feed their dreams, give them rituals, and become the center of their purpose. Law number 28. Interaction with boldness. Hesitation breeds doubt in you and in those watching. When Hernan Cortés landed in Mexico, he burned his ships to signal there was no turning back. The boldness of his move inspired his men and terrified his enemies. When you commit, do so with full force. Bold action creates momentum, and momentum creates fear in your opposition. Law number 29. Plan all the way to the end. The end is everything. Without it, your steps will wander, and your victories will collapse. Napoleon Bonaparte won battle after battle, yet his ambition overreached into the Russian campaign. He failed to fully account for supply lines, winter, and political backlash. His empire unraveled, not because he lacked strategy, but because he didn't plan the ending. See the entire path, from first move to final exit. Anticipate obstacles, reversals, and the cost of victory. Without an endgame, every gain is fragile. Law number 30. Make your accomplishments seem effortless. The harder you seem to work, the less magical your results appear. Fred Astaire, one of the greatest dancers in history, practiced relentlessly for hours each day. Yet on stage, he moved as though gravity itself bent in his favor, making the impossible look natural. Conceal the toil behind the curtain. Let your audience see brilliance, not sweat. Effortlessness inspires awe while visible struggle invites pity or doubt. Law number 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards you deal. When people believe they have a choice, they rarely notice the limits you've set. In ancient Rome, Augustus Caesar allowed the Senate to choose political reforms. Both options on the table, however, led to the same increase in his power. The illusion of freedom kept opposition quiet. Frame decisions, so all roads lead to your goal. Offer choices, but make each one profitable to you. The power lies not in forcing a single path, but in owning all of them. Frame decisions, so all roads lead to your goal. Offer choices, but make each one profitable to you. The power lies not in forcing a single path, but in owning all of them. Reality is harsh. Those who can dress it in dreams hold the hearts of the masses. During the Great Depression, Hollywood musicals offered glittering visions of romance and luxury. Audiences, desperate to escape, clung to the stars who made them believe in a better world. Give people what they wish were true. Promise the moon, paint the picture, and let them see themselves in it. The fantasy is more powerful than the fact. And that brings us to the end of part 2 of the 48 Laws of Power. From Law 17's chilling reminder to keep others off balance, to Law 32's lesson on playing to people's fantasies, we've seen how power often lies not in brute force, but in subtlety, perception, and calculated moves. Remember, power is like a double-edged sword. These laws can protect and elevate you, but they can also be dangerous when wielded without wisdom or ethics. In part 3, we'll conclude this journey by unpacking laws 33 to 48, where Robert Greene reveals the final, most decisive strategies for mastering influence and control. If you haven't already, subscribe and turn on notifications so you won't miss the final chapter of this power playbook. Until then, reflect on what you've learned, watch for these patterns in the real world, and remember, in the game of power, awareness is your greatest shield.